What's going on, everybody? And thank you for joining me on The Art and the Artist. I'm your host, LA Phil. On this episode, I got to speak with the incredible Christie Okposin from Uyo, Nigeria. What can I say about Christie? The woman is a star, plain and simple. During the interview, we talked about when she was younger, she would look through magazines and wondered why the women in the magazines didn't look like her. Her beautiful depiction of Black women in her art stems from that desire for proper representation. This multi-talented artist is also very skilled in pattern designs. I imagine it won't be long before we see Christie's designs everywhere from high fashion to home goods. She is a brand waiting to happen. Also wanting to give back, we talked about her desire to start an organization where she can help the next generation of artists from her country. I mean, there is nothing this woman can't do. She got to perfect her art skills while her country was on lockdown, but not before receiving her degree in chemical engineering. Like I said, the woman is a star. So without further ado, I present to you Christie Okposin.
All right.
Okay.
All right, everyone. Christie is here with me.
Hi, everyone.
And I am, like I said, very happy that you were here to join me.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's start from the beginning then. All right, the first thing I wanted to ask you is, you studied petroleum engineering?
Chemical
engineering.
Yeah, it's chemical and petroleum engineering. They're like sister departments. So yeah,
Okay.
under that, yeah, I studied chemical. I majored in chemical engineering. Yeah.
Oh, that is amazing. I
Thank you.
not that I am surprised. I've got 4 sisters with degrees. It's not surprising. The thing that is surprising is that for such a degree to be an artist. So are you an artist full time, or are you do you have a job that you got your degree in?
I think I would say I'm an artist full time, even though like I do some freelancing gigs, but I haven't like started putting my degree, my chemical engineering degree to use yet. Yes.
Oh, okay.
So I would say I'm an artist full time. Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
Thank you.
All right. So, okay. So after you finished college and then you decided, okay, well, before I go there, let me go back. While you were studying, were you still doing art the entire time you were in school?
Small time, yes. I really, really got into it full time during the lockdown. And that was like in my finals. Yeah, I was in my finals before the lockdown happened and everything. So yeah, that was when I really got into it full time. I used to just do like little scribbles here and there then while in school, but chemical engineering is a lot. So it took my whole life and my whole time. So I didn't even have time for anything. I used to read a lot too, but like, I mean, novels, right? But I couldn't even do that while in school.
I'd imagine that's a lot of hard work. It was
a lot, yeah.
That's a big deal. Congratulations. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
So growing up, when you were younger, were you always artistically inclined? Were you always an artistic person?
Yes, I would say so. I was always fascinated by such things like the sky, colors. I loved colors. I always loved colors. I used to do a lot of scribbling, drawing, little manuscripts I would keep. I would just like want to draw like someone that I have seen on the book and show my uncles, like, see what I did. I always like that. Yeah, growing up, that was always my thing. So when it came to like assignments where you had to draw stuff in school, I was your guy.
Oh, okay. All right. So your family was supportive then of you becoming an artist full time? I mean, I would imagine maybe your family was supportive of you when you decided to be a full-time artist?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, they were. My mom used to say it a lot, like when I call her, like, I'm like, Mom, come and see like the sky, the cloud, it's drawing patterns, there's something going on there. And she'll be like, you have the eye of an artist because I can't see anything. There's just like normal clouds. But then I'll be like, oh, but there's something there.
Yeah. Also, okay.
Absolutely. They always supported me. Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's great. It's nice to have a supportive family, because I do come across some artists who, they go to school for something else, like you for chemical engineering, and the parents have a hard time when their children tell them,
reconciling. Yeah,
yeah, I want to be an artist. So that's great. You had the full support of your family. That's excellent.
I did. Yeah,
Right?
it was really good. Yeah.
That's great. Okay.
Thank
So
you.
so so you do digital art now, right? Mostly, or do
Yes.
you, what was the first sort of medium that you took up? Did you ever paint or just drawing here or there? Or did
Just drawing and shading. That was the first thing I used to do a lot.
Okay.
Yes, just drawing and like traditional, yeah, pen and pencil. But I used
Yeah.
to do lots of like pencil art. That
Mhm.
was mostly what I used to do, yeah. But I didn't actually plan to start out as a digital artist. I was into pattern design. That was what fascinated me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, just creating little patterns, making them into something really artistic. That was how I started. So I used to watch a lot of videos. I
Yeah.
tried out a lot. That was during the lockdown. Aside from before then, I used to do a lot of traditional, just drawing and shading
Yeah.
faces and portraits. Yeah. So pattern design was what introduced me to digital art because when I started, I was like, this is fun, but how about I use this computer and like actually draw people and make
Yeah.
portraits like I used to do with my hands. And it was fun. And I started it and it
Uh-huh.
was like love first sight. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. So when you started doing portraits, digital portraits, was there maybe a learning curve, maybe getting used to it as opposed to just drawing with pen and paper?
Yes, I would say so. Yeah, there was a learning curve. I had to do a lot of research. I had
Yeah.
to order a digital tablet because I was always getting very impatient with the mouse. I'd be like, oh,
Oh,
why is it not
sure.
working?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So yeah, there was a learning curve actually. It was fun. I enjoyed it because it wasn't like school where someone
Yeah.
is monitoring you. Yeah, it was just like on my own,
Mhm.
doing what I love doing. Yeah, it
Okay.
was fun.
All right. So
Thank
during the lockdown, then, did that time like enable you to sort of hone in on that craft? Because I mean, the lockdown was I'm not sure about where you are, but here in
Yeah.
Los Angeles was a pretty, long lockdown where everything was closed. And this is actually when I got
Yes.
the idea to do the show. So I'd
That's
imagine a
really
lot of
cool.
creativity going on in the lockdown.
Yes, actually, the lockdown was a lot for me
Yeah.
personally because I just lost my dad,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and
Yeah.
it was like immediately after the burial, immediately after his burial, the
Mhm.
lockdown happened. So it was crazy for me.
Oh boy.
Just
Yeah.
going into art generally was always just like my outlet, just something
Okay.
to take my mind off of things and the grief and everything. So yeah, it was a lot. It was a long time.
Mhm.
Schools were not in session. It
Oh
was a
yeah.
lot
A
to
lot of time to
adjust to.
yourself. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes, a lot of time to myself. Yeah.
Okay.
So that
So
was
did
what.
creating art then, did that, I wouldn't say completely help you take your mind off of things, because I mean it's a lot to lose a parent. I know that my
Yes.
mom has passed away, but did that help a little bit with
Yes, it
the
did.
grief?
It helped a lot. It
Okay.
helped a lot with the grief. It really did because I was always obsessing over getting better, doing
Mhm.
more. Before I go to bed, I'm thinking, what should I do tomorrow? So it took my mind off of things
Yeah.
and
Mhm.
it just helped me to like focus my attention on something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, because I'm looking at on your link tree, the links to all of your sites. You've got a lot of
Okay.
stuff, which is great. And I had a lot of fun, researching and looking through your art. It's
Thank
absolutely
you.
beautiful.
Oh my
So,
gosh. Thank you. That means a lot.
oh yeah. So I had a question though, because I do notice a lot of female figures and faces,
Okay.
and were these maybe people that you knew, or just you had an idea in your head that, okay, I want this figure to look like this, or was it
Yeah.
inspired by people around you?
Yeah, it was basically when I started doing art, I wanted to create because, well, Black people,
Yeah.
first of all, let me start from the top. When I grew up, I used to think that we were different. Because like when I look into like the magazines and
Yeah.
posters, I see people that don't look like me and
Yeah.
people that I have not seen, and I'm like, okay, but like, where are people that look like me? Why are they not here? And
Yeah.
I didn't really understand that there were different races at that time when I was younger, because
Okay.
in my country you don't see a lot of white people. So
Mhm.
that was the thing. Yeah. So I didn't see.
Oh, yeah.
So I
Okay.
didn't understand, like, why is their hair like this? Why is it not
Yeah.
looking like my hair? So
Yeah.
when I started doing art, I just wanted to like, when people see my work and when people that look like me see my art, they
Mhm.
would be like, okay, yeah, this is someone that looks like me. So
Yeah.
actually, I would say that Black women just doing amazing, just looking beautiful and fabulous is just kind of
Yeah.
always my inspiration. When I see pictures, I just want to create something out of that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that was for me.
Oh, that's okay. I love that. All right. Well, you just answered one of the questions I had for you. It was well, sort of. The question I had was, what inspires you? Is it, well, obviously culture, your culture and where you're from, the women that I see in your art. Have women
Yeah.
played a big role in your life growing up that would maybe inspire you to
Yes,
create a lot of
I
this?
would
Yeah.
say so. I mean, aside from my dad in my family, I have just one brother.
Oh,
So
okay.
I'm always surrounded by women.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, aside before I decided to be an engineer, I always wanted to be a lawyer to fight for women. I was like,
Yeah.
growing up, I was like, female empowerment, all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. I didn't even know that there was something like bias towards women. But growing up, I used to see a lot of guys bullying
Oh, sure.
female,
Yeah.
like my female classmates, and I would always like stick up for them and get
Mhm.
into fights,
Yeah.
and like stand up for
Yeah.
yourself, all of that. So yeah, so I always just had that thing where I wanted to be like a representative for women and all of
Mhm.
that. So I gave up
Yeah.
on law and decided to be engineering. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Okay.
So my mom is awesome. I think women are really fabulous and
Oh, yeah.
they're lots. Yeah,
Mhm.
so you can never really like represent them enough. You can never really tell their story a lot enough because there's just so much
Yeah.
awesomeness there. Yeah,
Yeah.
so to
Uh-huh.
speak.
Yeah. No, yeah.
I mean, men are fabulous too,
Yeah.
definitely. But yeah,
It's different.
we're pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I love that. I absolutely love that. Yeah. I was very close to my mother before she passed
Yeah.
away. You know, they would
Oh,
my brothers and sisters, you know, they call me a mama's boy, but I love my mom. And I've
okay.
got yeah, I've got four sisters too. So I grew up,
Oh, okay.
yeah, yeah. Well, I've got two
Um,
brothers, yeah, but four sisters. So I grew up around women, you know what I mean?
yeah,
And I would say that, you know, not that like I'm special or something, but having women around you growing up, you know, even as a
yeah,
kid, and
special.
successful women, you know what I mean? Like I said, all four of my
Yes,
sisters have degrees. It's
that's
it just
awesome.
yeah, it just puts you in a different mindset. You know, it not
Yeah,
most guys, but some guys, you know, they see women and maybe they don't know how to talk to women and they're inappropriate or you know,
yeah,
they say things they shouldn't. But yeah,
yeah.
women are great. Women are awesome. I love it.
Thank you. Awesome. Thank you.
So getting your engineering degree, did you feel a lot
Yeah.
of pressure being a woman? Was it, were there a lot of women in this in
Yeah,
your
there
field or
were,
in school?
I wouldn't say the ratio male to female was balanced.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was obviously more guys than
Hmm.
the ladies, yeah. So there weren't a lot of women. We were quite few
Yeah.
but although in my department were a lot, but when you put like the whole faculty together, when we're having classes together, yes,
Hmm.
the
Yeah.
guys were dominating the ladies. So it's always like when I tell people, I'm a chemical engineer, they'll be like,
Yeah.
oh, and you're a woman. They're like, oh, that's
Yeah.
really cool, and you're a woman. And I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
Like, okay,
Yeah.
so you're a female engineer. I'm not a female engineer. I'm
No,
an engineer. Thank you.
absolutely. Absolutely, man. I love that. I love your attitude. This is great. So hold on. So what made you decide to become an engineer though? I know you said you had an idea of becoming a lawyer, but what made you go into that
Yes.
field instead?
Mm, when I started, senior, like high school, right? When I started doing like the art courses. Okay, before I switched from, I never really got to do art, to be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I loved math a lot. And my dad was like, he called me and my elder sister one day, because like I have three sisters, but like I'm the second. So he called me and my elder sister before we even got to start high school. And he was like, he told my elder sister, you'll be a doctor. And then he told me you'll be an engineer. So it was kind of like chosen out for me, because I didn't believe in male and female gender. No. He believed in just like children. So he didn't care that I was a female. He was like, you will be an engineer, and then my sister will be a doctor. So it was kind of like chosen for me. So I mean, I was really little, so I didn't think too much of it. It just became my path, and it was just the path I followed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's great. That's a good dad too, to encourage you to do things like that. Yeah, that's beautiful. All right. Wow. Yeah, that's a bit engineer. Yeah. Good for you. Okay, so let's get into, oh no, actually no. So you're self-taught artist then. You didn't really take any course. Wow, that's incredible.
No, I learned by myself.
Wow, that's amazing. All right, so because of the work I see, like I've got my other computer looking at your stuff. That is
You're
great.
So kind.
Yeah, you see, I
thank you.
I love artists, right? Like my dad was an artist, and so
really nice.
That's why I love talking to artists like yourself, because art is important,
Yeah.
No matter where you are in the world, I think that art is a good like measuring stick of where society is at that point in time. You know what I mean? Like if you look at civilizations all throughout history, we might not know a lot, but we find art all the time. You know what I mean? And the art lasts forever. You said you started with pattern designs, and that was sort of your entry into it before you started doing that now.
Yes.
With the pattern design, were you thinking of, because I see here you have like the wallpaper designs here, and were you thinking of maybe patterns for, I don't know, like just as art by itself, like, sort of like abstract pieces, or were you thinking even bigger than that? Because I wanted to ask you about this site. I've never heard about it until I started looking into all of your work, the Society 6.
Yeah.
And I see you have so much merch. It's great. You've got, there's tables, there's pillows, phone cases, there's coasters, trays, bags, everything. Was that your original goal when you started doing that, to have all of these products with your designs on them?
Yes, that was the plan. That was like the beginning plan, to sell like you mentioned, these products with my patterns on it, pillows, pillowcases, mats, and all of that. That was my plan. The follow-up plan was to go do like maybe my master's in textile design. Yes, where I could start like probably a school in my country and teach people these things. So I'm making the digital designs, and I'm having like a facility where I now print the designs and teach other people how to do it, just like creating employment. So that was my plan.
Okay, that's great. So so would you consider that in the future, that to
absolutely it was I was really passionate about that. I had like started looking into getting scholarships, or like somehow funded scholarships to do textile design. So that was like something I was really I had like this whole plan mapped out, right, to follow up with the pattern designing before I got sidetracked with digital art.
Well, I mean, you could always do both, and you're young, you've got all the time in the world. That's great.
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, so would you so you have these here on this website. Would you consider maybe your own line of, I don't know if it's homeware or, anything like that
Yes.
that has just your name on
In
it, that
the,
is yours?
yes.
Uh-huh.
In the future, it's something I'm considering launching a line.
Yeah.
Definitely considering launching a line after I get my designs licensed. I would
Mhm.
definitely consider that in the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. There's a lot of, like, I know a little bit about fashion, and I was reading something about there's some sort of, what do you call those things? Not, oh gosh, the word is escaping me. But there is a lot of young fashion designers in Nigeria
Okay.
that it's
Yes.
becoming a really big thing
Oh,
now.
absolutely.
Mhm. Yeah. Okay. All right. So that's good then. That it's a good place where you are now then to launch your
Yes.
career once you get it
My
started.
yes. To launch a line, it would be a good place because, like, Africans in general, right? We
Yeah.
are very stylish.
Oh yeah.
But Nigerians, oh my gosh, we don't play when it comes to
Yeah.
showing up and showing out. We
Yeah.
don't play. We will show you that we are here, especially like when it's a party or oh no, we don't joke with fashion.
Yeah.
Over here, it's like I mean, I wouldn't say it's a competition, but I would say
Yeah.
it's always absolutely a competition because when you're invited for like a show or something that you know people are going to be dressing up, you would think to yourself, if I don't meet a certain standard, I am going to absolutely flunk in this party. So it's always like, yeah, so most times when people do their best, especially like check out Nigerian weddings,
Uh-huh.
then you know that like fashion designers, they don't play, they do so amazing, they just create
Yeah.
magic.
Yeah.
And when it comes to parties, Ninja
Yeah.
party, hey, we will show you that we don't carry last though. So it's a
Yeah.
very big thing. Fashion industry in Nigeria is a huge deal because
Yeah.
Nigerians, they don't play with what they
Yeah.
wear.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah, it's
It's
a
a big
lucrative
deal then.
industry. It's a big
Okay.
deal.
All right. All right. Well, soon enough, your name will be there also. Okay.
Oh,
Okay. So
absolutely, yes.
did you ever
Manifest.
think about designing clothes then? I mean, other than like the stuff
Yes.
you have here on the site? Okay.
Yes, fashion design was something that was on my list.
Hmm.
Right from
Yeah.
time, yes, right from time. I've always wanted to go into fashion design. That's why I started pattern design
Okay.
actually.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking that too because I seen some of the patterns you have here, and I think, oh, these would make beautiful clothes.
beautiful
Patterns for
clothes,
clothes.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Cool. Oh, that's great. Okay. So as far as the art goes, and like I say, the influences that you have picked up over the years, is it more the environment around you as far as, okay, so I interviewed an artist who's like on the East Coast here in the United States, and it's
Okay,
the ocean, it's a lot of like mountains and stuff like that, and I know a lot
yeah,
of artists there, they are inspired by the nature itself.
yeah.
um would you say that, well, I guess you kind of answered this question already. You're culturally influenced, and I can tell you are very proud, and by the way that you talk, and it's a beautiful thing to see. But
Thank you.
is that the biggest inspiration for you, just where you are?
Yes, I would say that was one of the biggest. I mean, there are some artists that I used to look up to, follow on social media,
Mhm.
like, oh, this is amazing. Especially like, there's one that she was the one that sort of geared me towards digital art.
Uh-huh.
So definitely, yeah, there were some outside influences, but aside from social media, just checking out other people's works on
Yeah.
Pinterest and seeing like
Mhm.
amazing artists just doing like mind blowing things. Aside
Yeah.
from that, I think the fundamentals of my work always came from just my environment and just
Yeah.
trying to do something that would look like me and just
Yeah.
like look like the people around me and all of that.
Yeah. That's great. It's good to have that representation too. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
because when I was a kid growing up in LA, it was a little different. I don't know. I have a different sort of mindset. So I grew up in the 90s in LA, right? I was a kid in the 90s.
Yeah.
And in
Yeah.
Los Angeles, it was like the rap scene, it was that was sort of the hub, right? So I'm talking like
Yeah.
Tupac, Snoop, and so,
Mm.
and they're from where I'm from, you know what I mean? And then I
Yeah.
watch TV, and when I'm a kid, it's Martin Lawrence had his show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and
Mm-hmm.
I remember thinking, someone said something to me one time, some racist kid about being black, and I thought, why would I feel bad? Everything I love is black. The music,
Yeah.
you know, everyone I see that's successful is black. So I've never,
Yeah.
and like I said, maybe this is not everyone's experience, but for me, it was okay. Everything I like is black. Why would I feel bad
I
about
love
being
it.
black? You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
Los Angeles is a little different because it's very multicultural. Like where I grew up, there was, you know, I grew up in in a city where, you know, they push all of the immigrants and the poor people. So oh
Oh,
yeah. Yeah. So I mean, this is where they can move and where they can afford to move when they first come to the country, right?
yeah.
It was not expensive. And
Yes.
it's in the city, you know. So it was, you know, actually a lot of Nigerians where I live, um,
Okay.
Indians, Iranians, Koreans. It was just a mix of everything. And so maybe,
Wow.
yeah, yeah. So I grew up thinking, okay, everyone around me is different, but everyone gets along. You know, well, I mean,
Yeah.
as a kid, that's when you get older, you
Really,
know,
Tuesday, yeah. Yes.
yeah,
You see
it's a little
things that
bit
you
different.
would have missed. Yeah.
Uh, but yeah,
Definitely.
so I always love like yourself, someone that's is proud and wants to represent who
Yeah.
you are and the people that look like you. I think that is beautiful.
Thank you.
You are going places. You've got a strong spirit. You know, I could feel it through
Thank you.
the through the screen here. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. So is there a big like artist community around you where you live? Are there other like-minded artists that maybe kind of get together or maybe have shows and stuff that support each other?
Yes, yes. There are a lot, but not really where I live, but like in my country, in
Hmm.
Lagos, that's like the hub
Yeah.
of life,
Oh
basically.
yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
so that's where like the center of kind of should I say the center of happenings. So all of
Yeah.
that events, artists, meet and greets, all of that happens
Hmm.
a lot in Lagos. But
Yeah.
where I stay in Akwa Ibom, sometimes yeah, we have
Hmm.
some of those kinds of shows, yeah,
Okay.
where artists come together, creatives, just like
Yeah.
celebrating creativity, yeah, in
Yeah.
Nigeria. It happens, yeah.
That's good. That's good. It's nice to have a like a rich
Community.
community. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yes. Very
Okay.
nice.
As far as your art goes, where do you
Okay.
see it? Because you, like I said, you've got so much stuff going on. You know, you've got the pattern design, you've got the
Sometimes it's
beautiful,
hard to keep up.
yeah, you've got where do you see? Oh gosh, it's a very broad question, I know, but
Okay.
where do you see your career heading? And you're still young, like I said, you've got so much time. But if you can
Mm,
envision yourself in 10 years, what
yeah.
would your life be like as an artist? What would you have liked to accomplish by that?
Definitely one of the biggest dreams I have had. I think there are two.
Hmm.
The first one is to have like this big art exhibition in
Yeah.
either Paris or France, you know, like
Yeah.
Italy, you know, where art kind of originated from
Sure.
and just have like this be known there. Basically, I think my favorite female artist, she's an illustrator, is Malika Fabric. So I always just try to like compare my life with her and see how
Yeah.
I can. I read her stories and I'm like, okay, she did this. Okay, 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 she did this too. Okay, that's interesting. I could do
Yeah.
it too. Or
Yeah.
yeah, so basically that is when I see myself or when I try to like dream about my future, I always just want to have that. Sorry, my phone.
Hmm. Oh, no problem.
I always just want to have like that to be known, to have like these exhibition shows.
Hmm.
That's my first dream. But my second dream is to have a collaboration with
Hmm.
Malaka Fabric in the future.
Yeah.
It's like the two biggest dreams that I have going on. Yeah. So basically just having like that name and fame and just being known for my art would be like very huge for me. Aside from the little other things I want to do, like I said, I want to have like an establishment, a facility in Nigeria where I can teach people how to create patterns. Because like patterns is one of our heritage, there's this tie and dye, all of that we have in our country, but like making it digitalized and making it easier to do, because what they do most of the time with some of these patterns, they create it like manually with their hands before like years. So making it in such a way that I can do it digitally, and then it's just using machines to replicate these designs and put them out there. That would be something that I would really love to do in future. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's so. Is there, let's say, there's someone who loves art and they're an artist. Is there opportunities for them, like you said? Are there places like you described that you want to build that people can go and learn, and someone can teach them how to properly do everything?
There's schools. There are schools where there's a school. There's a society. It's not really a school. It's kind of like, I don't know, should I say foundation? But it's something that I've been looking at, trying to get into Society of Digital Artists. There are many schools outside the country that offer this, like outside my country, that offer these opportunities where you can learn how to learn art. There are, in my country, I would say, well, art is kind of breaking in. They've always been artists, but most of the artists that like indigenous Nigerian artists, they like had it in them. I don't think there was any school that you go to and then they teach you how to. There's fine art in school and that's fine, but the deep, intricate art studying, I don't really think there's any place in my country. But most of our famous Nigerian artists, they had it in them. Like it was something that they just did. They didn't learn. So
that's great.
Definitely outside there are opportunities to learn.
All right. Okay. All right. Let me scroll through. You've got some great stuff here. Okay. So I saw recently you minted on OpenSea. Was that the first NFT that you put out there?
That was my first. Yes.
Oh, okay. Now, are you looking to explore that market also, or is it just something on the side?
It was something that I was seeing how it would go, but like I was working on a collection last month. I just finished, so I'm looking towards minting it this month. Well, I was supposed to mint it actually this month, but there's been some issues in the markets recently, so I decided to just hold off a little and see how it goes before putting it out there. But I'm done with the collection that I'm looking forward to minting very soon. I mean, it's not this month, hopefully next month.
Okay. All right. Oh, so this so I see the one that you have minted here. So the collection, it's more of the portrait art of the
the name of the collection is the Goddesses collection. I'm looking forward to minting it next month or so. I don't know how the market will be doing back then, but
Okay. That's true. Because it's been a little up and down lately.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. The Goddess collection. I like that. That's
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, this is what I want to talk about. So you started a book club. You're the founder of this book club. Booked and Bougie. That's a great name.
Did your research?
Of course. So how did that come about?
Okay. I told you I used to love reading books a lot. So I think this is when the idea started to form. It was 2019. I was still in school. So I used to stay with a roommate then, like in college. And when I'm reading, because final year was a bit freer because we had less courses, so I had time to go back to my reading, right? So when I'm reading like this amazing book, I would disturb her life. I would literally wake her up and be like, you know what just happened? Oh my gosh, they found her, or all of that. And she would just be tired of me, and I'll be like, oh, I wish I had like a club or a group of people, I could just be like, okay, let's read this book, and so we
Yeah.
can talk about it and just like obsess over the craziness. Because like some writers are really
Yeah.
a lot. They blow your mind, and you just have to talk about it. You start talking to yourself like,
Yeah.
did that really happen? So
Yeah.
that was like what inspired me. So, but like 2019, I started nursing the idea, but the idea was not to create. The idea was to join a book club.
Okay.
So I didn't see any book clubs to join. I didn't find any. I was like, I keep saying it, like if I see someone that reads, I'll be like, do you belong to a book club or something? Because like I'm looking to join one, and no one did. So 2021, yeah, it was on my mind a lot. So one night I messaged one of my friends that loves to read, and like one of my good friends, and I'm like, do you want to start a book club with me? And she was like, are you crazy? I was like, no, I'm serious. She was like, okay, let's do it. So yeah, that was the inception. We started having meetings. We would call it CEO meetings. We were very serious about it. We would meet, we would plan. We came up with hundreds of names.
Wow.
And we vetoed until we like landed on Book Ambusha. And it was like, you know what, it resonates with our brand. Let's keep that as our name. So yeah, that was the idea,
great.
and that's how I started. Thank you.
Yeah, that's all. Yeah, like as I'm going through all of your sites, and I keep finding more and more stuff. I'm like, oh, okay, this is going to be a good interview. I've got lots of things to talk about. Okay. The collection that you started, that you said you want to make, are those posted? Have you posted any of those online? Because
I think I just posted like teasers, just like a few of the pieces. I think I posted a few of the pieces, like coming soon, anticipate, all of that. I think I posted like one or two pieces out of the collection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, because I've got there's a few. I mean, all of the pieces are great, but there are some that really stand out well to me. You know what I mean? I can tell you, but I don't even know. You've got so much stuff. I don't even know if you'll know what I'm talking about. Because you've got these. I wrote it down. Hold
on. I used to name like some of the pieces I post. So if there's one that like has a name attached to it, I may recognize.
Okay. Like there's one. Okay, I wrote it down here. Glam. That one is great.
Okay. Oh, thank you so much.
Let's see what else. There's just so many. I love the way you capture, the female face. It's such a great job.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Okay, I should have asked you this question before, but
okay.
Was it important for you to get your degree first before you even thought about pursuing art?
I mean, to be fair, if I had really gone in on digital art, like as at the time I was in school, I'm not quite sure I would have finished. When I showed some of my lecturers my works, they were like, what were you doing here? While like you should have just gone to art. And I was like, oh, well, it happened. But it wasn't really like I decided to finish school before going full-time into art. It just kind of happened.
Okay.
It wasn't planned.
Naturally. Yeah, that's the best way to do it too, I think.
Thank you.
So, okay, this was just a little one-off question I had here. Would you, okay, so if, let's say, some clothing company or some, home goods company, they see your designs and they say, okay, I want you to come work for me. Would you do that? Or would you want to like stay independent and maybe just freelance? Because if you're tied down to one specific company, would you be able to, and they might, want to change some of your ideas and, maybe tweak your work. Would you be open to that, to work fully with one company?
I think I would, for the experience, because I'm hoping in the future to have like my own brand and like that clothing company, just like everything from the fashion designing to the pattern designing to the making of the patterns on the dresses to the making of the actual dresses. I want to have that in the future. So definitely, if I get an opportunity to work with a brand that does something similar to my dream, I would like that experience to work with them. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, work out the little details and the tweaking. Just see how it goes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's good. Yeah, because I as far as this show goes with me, I met someone who is putting together a network of shows, and I thought that would be a good idea to be a part of. But then I thought,
awesome.
but then I was thinking some more. I was like, I don't know. I'm not sure. Because if I have to change something about what I'm doing, I'd be upset. You know what I mean? So, but I think it's different with what you do, because that experience is true. Because as far as the fashion industry goes, or things like that, there's a lot connections maybe you have to make, or just different spaces that you have to be in differently. So that makes sense.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. My goodness. Oh, okay. So I saw this here. You've got some label designs.
Yes, I do package.
You do logo designs and things like that also?
Yes. Brands. I help brands like design their identity and visual faces and like appearance online. I do that too.
Yeah, you do a little bit of everything. My goodness.
I do a little bit of everything.
It's great. No, that is the way to do it. That is the way to do it. Especially, I always tell people, because I wish I would have started this a little earlier in my life, you know what I mean? But it's never too late, and especially I tell young people, don't limit yourself. If you want to do something, go and do it.
Go for it, because
absolutely. Okay. All right. I'm just going to name some of these pieces here. So all right, so glam, I already said, that's one of my favorite ones. It's the green background.
Yeah.
What is this? Oh, I might butcher some of these names, so forgive me.
Okay.
Well, all right, this Fro one. There's one called Fro, which is great.
Okay. Thank you.
Where's this one here? There's one. Looks like a person under the water. Where's this? Ocean vibes.
Yeah.
Eno. Oh man, no, that might be my favorite one. I'll be naming these forever. Okay, and I think this is the one you minted. It's Harley.
Yes.
Okay, Harley. That one's great. Spirit, Sunshine Dance. You've got a lot of beautiful work. So right now, are you still just sort of building your portfolio right now, just creating more and more art, and also doing it digitally? Does it make the process a little bit faster?
It makes the process faster. Yes, I would say it makes the process faster and more fun, because you are kind of limitless in terms of like colors and I absolutely love colors. So it's easier to mix colors, because like if you're painting, right, you have to do all of that manually, and it's kind of like trial and error to see which one works. But like digitally, it's easier because everything is just set out for you. You just need to pick your color and color code and find the hex code and blah blah blah. So it's definitely easier. Yeah, it's definitely easier to work.
So when you have an idea for a piece that you want to create, is it more, okay, I'm going to sit down, I'm going to brainstorm, I'm going to think about some ideas, or is it just experience, maybe going out and seeing something and being inspired by that? Is it more so that, or do you just sit down and think of, okay, I want it to look like this, or I want a pattern to look like this?
Okay, I'd say I bring in, before I start to create a piece, I already have that idea in my mind. Most times when I'm sleeping, art haunts me in my dreams. It's like, create this, and I'm like, okay. So what I do most of the time is I just bring in like external influences, like as elements of my piece. So if I want to do something, I would, maybe the sunset, I want to recreate that kind of color into, like infuse it into the work, or just like maybe like the plants or a tree, or just like a kind of aesthetic that I saw outside. I want to represent that in my work. Most of the time, yeah, that is it. But before I do something, before I create a piece, I always just have like an idea in my head. So I draw it out on paper before I start to illustrate it and make it look more fun and just more like easy. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Then you can do it digitally and perfect it. Okay.
Yes.
All right. Oh, that's great. That makes sense. Okay. Well, geez, you answered so many of the questions I had written down already. The next question I had is, if you could, okay, let's say, okay, you get a chance to go anywhere in the world to create art, let's say a month, and you get to pick anywhere you want to go. What would be your first choice?
Italy, definitely Italy.
Yeah.
God,
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a beautiful country. It just filled with beauty. It's like, I feel like your head can explode with just like the incredible amount of like inspiration you get from being there. If you're not crazy, you could just absolutely lose your mind because it's such a beautiful, so beautiful.
Yeah.
Love to go there.
Well, I mean, there is no wrong answer, but that is a great answer.
Thank you.
I have a question about like the customer base. So is it more local? And I know obviously you would want more international clients than where you're from.
Yeah.
Is it maybe a challenge to get maybe spread across the world? Or is it, it's just, you know, people have got to find you and that's it? Do you think that may be a barrier?
Well, it would have been, to be fair, it would have been, but I think most of these sites make it easier because I do like a lot of freelancing gigs and all of that. So I have access to like the international community too. And social media is just easy. People find you there. As long as you put yourself out there, definitely people will find you. So my clientele, I wouldn't really say it's more local or more international. It's just like kind of in between.
Yeah. Social media makes it a lot easier.
Social media makes it very easy. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I found you. I found you on Twitter. So
absolutely, yes. So see.
What advice would you give? Because I mean, like I said, you've got the chemical engineering degree, you've got the book club, you've got your art, you've got so much stuff going on. What would you tell maybe a little girl that dreams big, you know, like you, that maybe doesn't think they can do it because, you know, society is not always easy to women. I know it's, I would say it is getting better. Well, I guess it depends on where you are.
Yeah,
but
fair enough.
What would you say to that little girl that maybe didn't have a father like yours, that you know, let them know that they can do whatever you want, you know, that maybe wants to, you know, even not be an artist, just be something big, be something that maybe people or society tells them that, oh, this is for a man only, a woman shouldn't be doing this. What would you say to that?
I mean, I'd say to her, please, by all means, go for it. You can do it. There's no stopping you, right? As long as you believe in yourself. And to be honest, you don't even really need to believe in yourself, because when I started doing art, I didn't really believe in myself. When I show my family, my sisters, my brother, my mother, my art, and they'll be like, it's really cool. And I'm like, I mean, it's not till now. I think some of my friends, like, they message me, and when I post on social media, they message me and they're like, I don't really think you understand like how good your art is or how special it is. But I'm like, because it's something that sometimes when you have a talent, you don't really see anything special because it's like it's in you already. So I said to that little girl, please, you don't need to believe in yourself that much.
Yeah.
But if it's in you and you want to do it, please go for it. By all means, the world is always waiting for you. There's someone out there that is just waiting for you to come out and then show them that they can come out too.
Yeah. I mean, especially with art too, because really all it takes is one person like to change everything. You know, the right person seeing, right person hiring you. That's all it takes, and from there, you know, the sky is the limit.
Takes off.
Yeah. Okay. That's awesome. All right. So have you, because like around here, like what I do on the weekends usually is I go, if someone is having an art show opening, I go check
Yeah,
it out. Like I went this last Saturday to go see some show. It doesn't even matter. These
yeah,
people I don't even know. I just like to go see it. Um,
right.
do you have any plans to have a show out there, or are there a lot of opportunities for an artist like yourself to go out and have a show at a gallery somewhere?
It's something I've been looking forward to doing. I was planning to do one last year,
Mhm.
but it didn't really come through. But I haven't seen right now in my city, I haven't heard anyone having like an art
Okay.
exhibition or like an art show or something. So
Mhm.
it's something that I've been looking forward to, maybe starting being the first
Yeah.
to
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Do your own art show. Yeah. Okay. Now, is it an issue with, because I know in a lot of places it's, well, maybe here in America. Oh, it's definitely here in Los Angeles. It's, you've got sort of the gatekeepers of the art community, right? And
Yeah.
I wouldn't say they would turn you down, but you have to know the right people for you to
Yeah.
even get into those spaces. Is that a problem at all where you're from?
It's always a thing
Yeah.
everywhere, like in the industry, right? Especially in the entertainment industry, arts and entertainment. It's definitely a thing. There are people that maybe they started before and they are like more famous, or sometimes it's like if you don't know these people, you won't
Mm,
really be able to push through and all of that. So it's always a thing. But I wouldn't call it a problem. I wouldn't call
okay.
it a problem, to be honest, because I think most times, like especially like in the creative industry, people are a lot kinder, I would
Yeah.
say. So they're always open to like welcoming you and like
Mhm.
taking you in and like, okay, get comfortable and all of that. So the problem is being able to push to get to them. That is the problem. Yes,
Sure. Yeah.
that's the problem.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah. Because I know a lot of there was this artist I used to follow. I forgot where he was from. I forget the country he was from, but he was in
Okay.
Africa. And this guy was a
Okay.
fantastic artist, absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic artist. And one day he just stopped posting. I don't know what happened to him. He quit.
Oh,
And then he posted something on his Twitter and it said, "My father thinks my art is evil." And that was the last I heard of him. And now I can't find him anywhere. I don't know where
are
he
you
is. So
serious?
yeah. And this guy was one of my favorite artists, and I
Oh
can't
my
find him.
God.
Yeah, it's terrible. So it's like I said, for you in your position to have the support that
Yeah.
you do have, it's
Yeah.
it's great. And it's inspiring too, because a little girl can see you and see all that you have done and be inspired by that. It's you're doing a great thing.
Thank you so
You are
much.
going to be a star. You
That
are
really means a lot to me. Thank you.
really. Oh boy.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
I'm looking at, yeah, all of this art right here is great. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. I'm gonna have a good time editing this and putting all your art
This
into the
was so
interview
much
here.
fun.
Yeah, well,
This was
thank you
so
so
much
much.
fun.
Is there anything you wanna say? Anything a message you would like to leave with the people?
Follow my Twitter, follow my Instagram, go check out my art shop
Oh yeah.
and purchase and just like go crazy. Buy
Yeah.
everything if you want to.
Yes,
Seriously. And
please.
follow
Please
me
support
Twitter.
her, everyone.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for doing this interview.
Thank you so much
It
too.
was a pleasure. Also, if you ever want to do this again, you've got something big coming out, and please let me
Okay.
know. I would be happy to interview again. And and if you have
Absolutely.
anything you'd like to post, anything big, you tell me, and I will post it everywhere. All right.
Thank you
I
so much. You're
I
so
am
kind.
wishing for your success. All right.
Oh my gosh. Thank you. I'm wishing for your success
Well,
too.
thank you.
I had
Thank you very much.
an absolutely lovely time talking to you.
Thank
You're
you.
easy to talk to as well. So
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it's these interviews get easier and easier the more they do. And
yes.
you were very easy to talk to. So this interview just flowed.
Oh, I like to
So
talk a lot.
yeah,
So.
that's good. That's the kind of people I like to interview. So that's great. All right. All right, Chris.